Cheers.
Cheers.
What's wrong?
It's nothing. Or almost nothing. Okay, it's my ex. I woke up this morning, first thing I did was look at his feet, which is nuts, because all I want to do is just forget him. But I can't. Oh, and today, he posted a photo of himself at our favorite brunch spot, alone. And I think it means something.
It's only natural he still has a place in your heart.
Thank you, doctor.
My office will send the bill.
Oh, God. Okay, now you need to show me a picture of your ex. I'm serious. All I know is she's some popular radio DJ. And a picture's worth 1,000 words.
This is her.
On the right, she's gorgeous.
Oh, no, that's Hailey. She's pretty, but that's Shannon. She's something special.
You still love her.
What? No. Yeah. I guess you're right. I guess part of me still hopes. Thank you, doctor.
My office will send the bill. Oh, no, I've had enough. I still have to get back to work. Ooh. Speaking of which...
I'm sorry. I wanted this to work out.
Yeah, me too. But I guess neither one of us is ready to move on. Good luck, Gavin. Gavin? Hello? Is anyone there? Whoever you are, this isn't... You! No!
Slammin', jammin', crammin' for the weekend edition of Love on the Air with Shannon Baker. You all know how much I love, love. I love talking about love. I love playing love music. And most of all, I love hearing all of your heartfelt dedications. But a good friend has suggested I've been single for too long, and maybe it's time for me to go on a few dates. Only I don't have the time for traditional dating or the patience for online dating or the money to hire a matchmaker. My dear listeners, nominate dates for me by calling the station and explaining why you think your brother, your coworker, your handyman, or your best friend is the right guy for me. Now, you might think it's a crazy idea. I know I did, at least at first, but I've heard enough of your love stories and dedications to trust that you know what makes for a good match. So, come on, guys, don't make me waste my favorite fire apple red lipstick. Buy me a good one. I'm ready for love.
Good show.
Thanks. Apparently, I've reached the point in my career where I'm willing to try anything once.
Are you kidding? The audience will love it. And who knows, you might find Mr. Right.
Thanks.
Oh, and Franklin said he wanted to see you in his office.
Oh, thank you.
Come in.
Jaden said you wanted to see me. Do you want to tell her?
Or you can.
Tell me what?
We just got word. You are in the running for the Broadcaster Alliance's Radio Personality of the Year.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations. No one deserves it more. Also, I think this new dating segment is gonna put you right over the top. So I hope you carry it through. Not only for ratings, but for you too. You never know when love might slip in, steal your heart away.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You put him up to that. Me. Oh my God. Here, let me sign this for you.
We listen every morning.
Oh,
So.
thank you guys.
Maybe get a quick picture.
Yes, of course. Okay, thank you guys.
Thanks, bye.
I know, that was naive. There's a reason that I do this.
It's not naive. Your connection to the audience is special. That's why they love you.
I mean, the show's about them and their stories, you know, so that's why I'm not so sure spotlighting myself is such a good idea.
Right? Because it is a great idea.
Hailey.
Look, don't get me wrong, your format is incredible, but this is something fun and new. And the audience is very interested in your love life, so gotta give them what they want.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's happening, so let's just hope I don't regret it. What is this?
Early bird submissions. Keep an open mind. You never know. Might like what you see. See you Monday.
Okay, bye.
Knock, knock.
Come on in. Jane Gardner gave her notice yesterday, which means I need to find a new host for the evening news show.
I'll do it.
I know you've always wanted to be on the air, but we can't leave Shannon without a producer, especially when she's up for major awards.
I stay with her, help her win the award.
And then afterwards, I recommend you to take over Jane's spot. What do you say?
I say yes, of course.
Awesome. I know these awards seem trivial.
Nah.
But they make a big difference to the executive committee who has to vote on any new host. Catch my drift?
You bet I do.
Great. Thank you.
No, Franklin, thank you.
Molly, where did my weekend go? Monday morning edition of Love on the Air with Shannon Baker. On Friday, I promised that I would go on dates with men nominated by you, my listeners, and some people think I'm crazy, but crazy or not, my word is gold. Some ground rules. I'm a woman of a certain age who wants to find a man of the same age, so don't nominate your son or your father unless that applies. Also, no musicians. While I'm sure your friend is incredibly talented, I'm not the kind of girl to mix business and pleasure. We've already got our first call. Hi, welcome to Love on the Air.
I'd like to nominate my...
Look at this. Our cumulative audience is the highest it's ever been. You are a shoo-in for that award.
That's great news.
You didn't even look at the... Shannon,
Today is the last day, broadcast award or not.
you said you'd keep an open mind.
Hailey, It's just not working. Time for the show.
You're listening to Love on the Air with Shannon Baker.
Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to the Wake Up and Smell the Monday edition of Love on the Air with Shannon Baker. This last week has been interesting, to say the least, and well, I had hopes that this process would find me true love. Nothing remotely like that happened. In fact, this whole week has been a waste of red lipstick. But I have realized something important. I've realized that falling in love is not a game. It is a process that requires patience combined with equal doses of optimism and realism. So while I thank you all for your suggestions, I've decided to go back to finding true love on my own. Oh, looks like we've got a call. Hi, welcome to Love on the Air.
Hi, Shannon. I listen to you every morning. I love your show.
Thank you.
I hope I'm not overstepping, but I think it's sad that you're giving up already. I mean, you started by saying you're on the hunt for true love, and now after 1 week, you're giving up?
Oh, I didn't say I was gonna...
True love is wonderful, but it's also rare, and 7 dates is only the tip of the iceberg.
That's true, but I will...
It's too early to call it quits. I want you to go out with my coworker, Iyan. He's smart, a trafficked man, only we're all married.
Okay, well, he sounds too good to be true.
Okay, I'm overselling, but I promise he's not a waste of lipstick. He's a doctor and helps train emotional support animals in his spare time.
Okay, you have my attention.
So you'll do it?
Yes.
Yay! I'm so happy.
Meet Iyan.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Try and have a little fun, you know, lighthearted pleasure.
Oh, thank you, Madame Dictionary. And yes, I will give lighthearted pleasure a shot.
Atta girl.
Shannon? Shannon Baker.
Hi, can I help you?
You're Shannon Baker. These are for you.
Oh, thank you, but I've just had breakfast.
But I made them just for you.
No, thank you.
They're your favorite color. Blue.
Please let go.
I heard you on the air. Don't go at that doctor guy. We have so much in common, you and me. I listen to you every day. You're the only reason I get out of bed in the morning. Shannon. Shannon Baker. You're Shannon Baker. You're the only reason I get out of bed in the morning. The only reason I get out of bed in the morning. I get out of bed.
Hats, t-shirts, and socks with my face on them. Hailey, why do you want people to walk all over me?
It's promotional merchandise.
Yeah, but why so much?
You're a finalist for one of the most prestigious awards in broadcasting. It's like the Oscars. In order to win, you gotta campaign, so merchandise.
If you say so.
Oh no, what's wrong? Are you worried about your meeting with Dr. Iyan?
No, I'm not so sure if it's a good idea. Look, the other morning as I was leaving, this weird guy approached me.
Wait, what do you mean? What did he do?
He tried to give me a cupcake with blue icing.
Oh, cupcake. What a jerk.
Okay, it was creepy, okay? And then he said that he heard me on the air, and then he asked me out on a date.
Okay, well, it's like a little creepy. But the world's full of creepy guys. And really great ones, too. Just gotta take a chance, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, what do you always say about finding true love? You gotta be optimistic. So, go be optimistic. Go on.
Yeah, well, Dr. Iyan can't be as creepy as Cupcake Guy, right? I hope. Yeah.
Close enough.
We'll get there.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
If you could invite anyone in the world to dinner, who would it be?
That's easy. It would be Madonna.
Really?
Yeah, isn't it obvious?
Noon. Obviously, I wouldn't have scheduled a date.
It's okay. Doctors get a phone call pass.
Okay. All right. Thanks. I'll be right back.
Shannon? Shannon Baker?
Gavin.
Shannon, I can't believe this. I just got back into town and you're the first person I run into. It's amazing.
I thought you were in New York.
I decided to come back. Wham Radio had an opening for director of ad sales. I called you a few times, but you never answered.
Yeah, I blocked your number. So the new job in New York didn't work out?
Not exactly. I mean, the new job was great, but I miss the people, the energy, everything about my life here. And I really miss...
Shannon? Everything okay?
Oh, yeah. Iyan, this is my friend Gavin, and Gavin, Iyan.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
He's my date.
Well, I don't want to intrude on your date. It really is nice to see you, Shannon.
It's nice that your friend was here.
Yeah. It's okay.
No, it's not. Look, I really am sorry. Today just may not be our day. What do you say to a mulligan? A do-over?
Second date.
How was the date?
Morning to you, too.
Oh, great. Good morning. Nice to see you, et cetera, et cetera. How was the date?
It was, nice.
Nice, like you had fun? Lighthearted pleasure?
Yes. Only things didn't really go as planned, so we just had to reschedule for later today.
So you're seeing him again? Yes. See what happens when you keep an open mind? Plus, this segment has done wonders for our audience share. And you have a big broadcasting award to win. So why are you rescheduling?
Well, Iyan was on call and
You're listening to KQAX 98.6 FM. Here's your host, Shannon Baker.
Good morning, beautiful people. You woke up and somehow it's Tuesday morning and you are listening to Love on the Air with Shannon Baker. Yesterday, I took a chance on a date with another one of your nominees, and he was smart and interesting and sweet. And believe it or not, we're going on a second date, which, if you've been following along, is a 1,000% improvement rate on all of my other dates so far. So anyway, it's too soon for me to say much more, but I will say this, I'm keeping an open mind. Now we've got a call. Good morning.
Shannon.
Hi, well, hi, Gavin.
I was calling because I didn't tell you the whole truth last night. It's true that I missed Austin and I got a new job here, but that's not why I came back. I missed you. I came back for you. When I ran into Hailey in New York, everything came back to me. I know I had to come and ask you for a second chance, so now that's what I'm doing. Right here on your show. I'm asking for a second chance. Hello?
Sorry, thank you, Gavin, for your call. I appreciate your call, if not your timing. But as you have to know, I am working very hard to move on, and I think that you should too. So I'm sorry, but it's over between us.
Shannon.
Go to commercial now.
So, what exactly did happen? Something other than lighthearted pleasure, I assume.
Well, Iyan was on call and stepped away, and I look up and suddenly Gavin was there.
The restaurant? And?
It was awkward.
Well, awkward because you were on a date with someone else, or...
Yeah. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be over him.
You can't think of taking him back, okay?
I can't trust him again, not after he left.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, then all the more reason to date other people.
Maybe.
I don't know. It was like random. We crossed paths at a coffee shop, and I figured, why remind you of a heartbreak? Look, focus on the bright side. You're seeing Iyan. Fun, interesting Iyan. It should be a little consolation.
Going out with Iyan. Okay. You were right. This is even better than I imagined. You know what? I think this might be my new favorite sandwich.
Sandwich?
Yeah?
No. A hot dog is not a sandwich. It's in a category all on its own.
Okay, but hear me out. If a sub is a sandwich and a wrap is a sandwich, then I don't see why a hot dog wouldn't be a sandwich. I mean, isn't anything that you eat between bread a sandwich?
You know, I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one. So, I heard the show today.
I'm so sorry. I should have asked if you were okay.
No, I don't mind. In fact, I'm flattered. I do feel for that guy, though. What was his name?
Gavin.
Right. Feel for him, because it must be terrible getting over you.
Well, you're very sweet.
I'm glad you think so, because what I'd really like to do is punch him in the face.
Oh.
Even though I know I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, probably not.
So would you like to sit down for dinner tonight? If it's too soon, then I can...
No, I would love to. So let me take a couple more bites of this hot dog first. It's definitely a sandwich, by the way.
No, not a sandwich. Not at all.
Oh, man, I think that last dumpling was a mistake, but they were so good.
You only had 5.
Yeah, but...
I do know the best places.
Yeah, you really do. Well, this is me.
I had a really good night.
Yeah, so did I.
So, at the risk of sounding presumptuous, is it too soon to ask you for another date?
No. Just nothing involving food, okay?
Deal. Actually, one of my favorite local bands is playing at Bar Noctum tomorrow night.
I love Bar Noctum.
So, it's another date?
It's a third date.
Great.
You know, it feels like just yesterday we were on our first date.
No, I feel the same way. Good night. Hey, someone back here? What are you doing back here? I'm gonna call the police.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
You're listening to Love on the Air with Shannon Baker.
Thanks for joining me for another glorious morning. Before I go, I want to leave you with the words of a very wise woman. The world is full of creepy guys, but also really, really great ones too. So get out there and take a chance, because believe me, it's totally worth it. This has been Love on the Air with Shannon Baker. You okay?
Oh, sure, yeah. We can't all be so chipper when our days start at 4 a.m. I should start making Jaden get me whatever you get in your coffee order.
I don't think it's the coffee. Hello? Iyan? Hello. Police detective. They had found his body, Ian's body, by the side of the road. And they think, he'd been there since not long after he left to my place.
What do they think happened to him?
The carjacking. Yeah, they think that he must have hit his head when he was pulled from his car, and that was it.
I'm so sorry.
He was a nice guy. You know, he was charming and funny and thoughtful. I don't know, I thought maybe, I just can't believe it.
I'm doing a tape show, okay?
No, I want to go on the air.
Are you sure? Because I have something ready. It's all queued up.
Really? I'm fine.
Look, Shannon, I know you pride yourself on being a strong person, but you're not alone, okay?
Thank you.
Good morning, beautiful people. It's the Thursday morning edition of Love on the Air with Shannon Baker. I'm your host, Shannon Baker, and this morning we have I'm sorry, I am not myself this morning. It looks like I have a call. Hi, welcome to Love on the Air.
I did you a favor.
Hello?
We belong together. I knew it the first time I saw your face. Before I even met you, I knew.
What are you saying?
Iyan wasn't right for you. He was soft, pathetic. So I killed him. It wasn't a carjacking.
Cut the phone.
You should have heard the noise he made when I hit him.
About tracing the calls.
The calls came from an unlisted number.
Well, with all the publicity that the show's been getting, I mean, the killer could be anyone in the city.
Our best bets are the other men you went on dates with and the obsessive fan you mentioned.
The cupcake guy, you said he was creepy.
Yeah, but not a killer. I should also mention that my ex-boyfriend, Gavin, is back in town. He came back a few weeks ago.
Has he contacted you?
Yeah, he actually, called the station and shared his feelings for me on the air.
Interesting.
Yeah, but Gavin isn't violent. I mean, he's not a killer. I mean, he would never hurt Shannon or any of us for that matter.
Understood, but I should still speak with him. Right now, we all need to keep an open mind. It's all obsessed with fame and hope to capture it by getting close to someone who has it. They're usually not actually dangerous, but this case, nothing is cut and dry.
Thank you, Detective.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Remember the safety plan?
Yes, get a new alarm, change the locks, and check in with my support system often.
And don't forget to change your routine. Try going to a different gym or take new roads to work. Most importantly, be alert. Pay attention to what you see, hear, and feel. And call me if you need anything. All right?
think maybe we should cancel the show. Look, whoever is doing this knows too much about me. He knows where I go. He knows who I date. And for God's sake, he knows where I live.
I mean, I agree this is serious, but would it really make a difference now? People know your voice. Your face is on every billboard in the city. And since the press released the story, I mean, we've had more listeners than ever, right?
What did Detective Wilson say?
Not much. I mean, they didn't get any fingerprints off of the pictures or the note.
What about the tie, Ian's?
Yeah, it was his.
So the stalker really was the killer. This wasn't just some sick joke. I think canceling is the only way to ensure your safety. Now, I know this is your show, but this has gotten to a whole new level.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Think about it. You don't have to make a decision this second. Listen, I gotta get back. But either way, I want you to promise me that you'll keep a low profile. Please.
I will. I promise.
Okay.
If I cancel, I'm letting everybody down. I'm letting down Franklin and the audience, and especially you.
You need to do what's right for you. And on that note, we heard back from the judges. You're a finalist. Top 3, honey.
That's incredible.
Hi, Shannon. It's good to see you.
Gavin, what are you doing here?
Getting lunch. This is one of our favorite places.
Yeah, it was.
I'm really sorry about calling the station. Now, that was impulsive and stupid. Of course, I meant what I said, but I shouldn't have put you on the spot. I'm sorry. Franklin told me about Iyan getting, about what happened to him. I'm so sorry, Shannon. I hope we can still be friends.
Thank you for the apology, Gavin. I'm not interested in any kind of relationship with you. I would really appreciate it if you would just leave me alone. Okay, so if you still care about me, well, please.
Of course. I still care about you. Whatever you want. Bye.
I don't even want this anymore.
Okay, I'll get the check. You stay here. Gavin. Hey.
Hailey, what is it?
Oh, I just wanted to say if there's anything that you ever need to talk about, I'm here. You know, I'm still your friend.
I'll let you know.
Sorry it took me so long. I had to practically tackle our waiter.
I think I was too hard on him.
Gavin? Shannon, he broke your heart. You could never trust him again. And as terrible as what happened to Iyan was, you can't let that put you off from moving on.
Oh, you're right. Of course you are. There's no use pretending otherwise.
I need to run some errands. Are you gonna be okay heading back to the station alone?
Yeah, of course. I'm parked right at the end of the block. I'll just meet you back there.
Okay.
This was left on my car. And guess what shade? Fire apple red. The police confirmed it.
Well, did the police find anything?
No prints, no clues, and I didn't see anybody hanging around. But I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Gavin claims he came back to town because he can't get over me, and I thought that he was being melodramatic and came back. He was at the restaurant the night I met Iyan, and then today I run into him at a different restaurant, and then a few minutes later I find this on my car. What if he's the one doing this?
I mean, do you really think that Gavin?
No. I don't know. I'm not sure what to think, but just because Detective Wilson hasn't made any progress doesn't mean that I have to sit still. So call Franklin. Tell him I made up my mind. The show goes on. You're listening to Love on the Air with back-to-back love songs to inspire your morning. And speaking of inspiration, today I have author and speaker Natalie Parker with me in the studio.
Happy to be here.
Miss Parker is here to tell us about her new book, Love and the Single Girl, where she talks about the beauty and power of love and how to create healthy relationships. Natalie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now we have a lot of interesting things to talk about today. Your new book, it introduces us to the basics of healthy relationships, but you also know a lot about issues like jealousy, dependence, obsession, and even stalking.
Yes. Most people don't understand these dark emotions, but, you know, they're far more common than anyone likes to admit.
Interesting. Why is that?
I think it comes down to a general confusion about love and hate. People think that love and hate are opposites, but that's not actually true. Hate is actually a very passionate emotion, and the passion of love can very easily become distorted into the passion of hatred.
That sounds frightening.
It is frightening, but my new book...
I'm sorry, one more thing about stalking. Is stalking a dark side of love?
No. Stalking's never about love. It's about power and control.
Can you elaborate?
At its most basic, stalking is a form of mental assault, calculated to place a victim into fear for their safety or the safety of others.
Mental assault, like leaving pictures or notes?
Absolutely. Stalkers seek to invade a victim's personal space, their car, home, social media, even work is fair game.
Well, what if the victim fights back?
Excuse me?
What if the victim flips the script and fights back, puts the stalker on notice? They will not be intimidated. Is it stalking if the victim isn't afraid?
Stalking is a serious crime, and you should never attempt to deal with a stalker on your own. If you feel unsafe, you probably are. Don't hesitate to notify the police. They're there to protect you.
Well, looks like we have a call. Hi, welcome to Love on the Air.
You think you can hide from me, but I love you. I've always loved you. I'm your biggest fan, and I'll follow you.
You did that on purpose.
Shannon, did you?
You wanted your stalker to call.
Yes.
Why? The police said that they can't track him if
It's not about tracking him.
Okay, then what is it about?
Look, I know you're frustrated, but lashing out won't make things any better. I was speaking about stalkers in general on your show, Shannon, but in your case, this isn't just a stalker. This is a killer. This is nothing to mess around with.
I know.
I have to get home. Call me if you need anything, night or day. We'll get a cup of coffee. But remember, your number one job is to stay safe.
stay with me tonight. We can make some popcorn, watch a movie.
No. Whoever is doing this wants to completely control my life. They want me to be afraid. It's gone to the point where I can't even go outside without feeling like I'm being watched. But I can accept that. What I cannot accept...
Hailey, it's me. I'm sorry that I yelled at you earlier. I'm just... You've been so supportive, and I think I'm losing it. Anyway, I am home and safe, and I'm just reporting that to you because it's part of our plan, which I'm following to a T. See you tomorrow. Avenue, please send somebody right now. There's an intruder in my house.
Knock, knock.
Oh my goodness, Jaden, this is too much.
Hey, blame Hailey. She's the one who bought out the gift shop.
Hailey, are you okay? Sure, just a few bruises and a cut.
So what did the cops say?
We couldn't find any prints. They think that he got in through an unlocked back window and went out the same way.
Well, you're not really going back on air, right?
Not after all this.
Especially after all this. There wasn't even anything stolen or missing from my house. So the killer just wanted to prove a point that he can disrupt my life whenever he wants. Well, he can't, okay? Because I'm going to the broadcasters' dinner. I'm a finalist, and I'm gonna be there along with all of the other finalists. Okay, I'm not gonna let these incidents impact our opportunity to raise the profile of the show.
Shannon, it's...
No, whoever's doing this wants to completely control my life, and I'm not gonna let him.
Okay.
I can't.
Love is on the air with Shannon Baker. Every morning from 6 to 10 on KQAX.
Good morning, beautiful people. It is the Friday morning edition of Love on the Air with Shannon Baker. Playing a fantastic new track from... let's go to the news. Or maybe the weather. Hopefully wherever you are, it's warm and definitely not cold. I'm sorry, I don't feel like myself.
Listen to me, whoever you are.
Shannon is a dedicated professional devoted to her listeners. And it doesn't matter what you do, she isn't gonna crack. So leave her alone. You hear me? Leave her alone.
Good morning, beautiful people.
It is Friday morning edition
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm just jumpy.
Who can blame you?
wanted to give you this. It's a taser. Hailey tells me you're going to the broadcasters' dinner tonight.
That's right.
Well, I'll be there, but I can't be everywhere. So, just in case.
I have no idea how to use it.
And then...
Oh, my goodness, that is terrifying.
Yeah, that's the point.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I only wish I could do more. Part of me wishes I could lock you up, keep you safe at home.
Oh, well, that's an image.
It should fit in your handbag.
Yeah, I think so.
Great. And you can bring it tonight.
Hey, Franklin was looking for you. He didn't say what for, but...
Yeah, he wanted to give me this.
Careful.
I know. He told me to take it with me tonight. He says he's only trying to help and that he wants me to feel safe, but this thing doesn't make me feel any safer. It's kind of scary.
No, yeah. Well, do you want to at least take it to the party?
I'm fine. I have my pepper spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to give it to me and I'll lock it up?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
What should I tell Franklin?
No, what Franklin doesn't know won't hurt him. Just make sure you follow the same safety protocols that Detective Wilson gave you, okay? And you text me when you get home.
You're not gonna be there tonight?
Franklin wants me to keep an eye on the studio, so...
You were looking forward to it so much.
Yeah, no big deal. You know, I'm always a team player.
I was wondering, is that offer for coffee still good? Hey. Hi. Flat white, extra foam.
Thank you.
Thank you for meeting up with me.
Yeah, of course. So how are you doing?
I'm fine. I've been following my safety plan. I got a new alarm system, changed the locks, and I got cameras too.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Except I kind of feel like I live in a fishbowl. You know, like a police officer comes by every day, and then Hailey calls every hour, and she's threatened to move in with me.
Would that be a bad thing?
I love Hailey. She's great, but roommates, we would kill each other. But, I mean, there's some good news. I'm actually a finalist for a major broadcasting award.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. There's a dinner tonight. I'm going. You're not gonna try and talk me out of it?
No?
Oh. Well, good. Yeah, because everybody else seems to think that I should just be, just living in fear, just like quietly hoping that this is all gonna go away. But I refuse to be a victim, so I'm going.
Good for you.
You don't think I'm being selfish and irresponsible?
No. Shannon. It's okay. You are so strong. It's okay to cry.
It's horrible. It's like, I always feel like, who is it? And how did he go? I just don't know how it's possible that anybody could know so much about me.
He could have hacked your phone. How long is it since you changed your password?
My password, I haven't done that since before my breakup.
Breakup?
My ex-boyfriend, Gavin, we ended things a little over a year ago, but he recently came back into town.
When the stalking started?
Wait, but I thought you said that this was different because it's a killer.
It's even more serious because it's a killer. But he's also a stalker. Most stalking is done by someone known to the victim. And rejection is a powerful motivator. You need to reset all your passwords and purge all of your activity on a regular basis.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
You're doing all the right things. Keep staying alert and proactive. So many of us are completely shut down, but you're facing this. I admire you.
Thank you. So good to see you both.
Congratulations. We were so excited to hear you made the top 3.
We were. No one deserves it.
Other thing,
I would have locked myself in a safe room by now, but you are handling the whole situation with such grace and courage.
so who do you think it could be?
I have no idea.
That must be the most frightening thing, that it could be anyone.
You know, I've heard a lot of stalkers, they wear like a mask of charm. They seem like the nicest, kindest people in the world. You know, the last ones you'd ever suspect, and then...
Shannon? What? I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
You made it.
What's he doing here?
You came for work? Shannon, just because Gavin no longer works at our station, it doesn't mean that
No, you don't understand. It's him. He's the one who's been stalking me. You heard him call the station. Now, Iyan...
You think I killed Iyan? Shannon, I don't know why you think this, all right, but you're mistaken. Gavin was with me the other night when your house was invaded. We were having dinner.
Wait, the whole night?
Well, not the whole night, but a good part of it.
I don't know who you think I am, but I was at an engagement party the night Iyan was killed. Here are the photos. Check the timestamps. I know we didn't end on the best of terms, but after all the time we spent together, what would make you think? I mean, how could you ever think it was me?
I'm sorry, I don't know. Pick up.
Hey, you. Home already?
Oh, you were right. I'm an idiot.
I didn't say anything.
I just accused Gavin of being my stalker right to his face in front of Franklin.
Oh, what did he say?
I'm so embarrassed, and Gavin must be furious. I can't blame him.
No. With all the stress that you've been through, I'm sure he doesn't blame you.
Are you still at the station?
Yep, still here.
Everything's done.
Yeah, no, I know. I just wanted a new stinger for the show. And Jaden's free, so he's gonna stop by in a few. I figured if I have to be here already, we might as well bang it out real quick.
Okay, well, I'm heading down. I really need to be with friends right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll see you in a few.
Okay.
What? What happened?
I was working on a promo, and don't touch that board. It shocked me.
Where? It doesn't look like it burnt you anywhere.
No, it hurts my head though. Whatever.
You okay?
I think I just need some water.
Okay. I'm gonna get you some water.
What's going on?
The board shocked Hailey. It knocked her out.
What? How did that even happen?
I don't know. I'm texting Franklin.
No, not necessary.
No, yeah, of course it's necessary. Kidding me?
I'm fine.
This looks like it was cut.
Let me see. It was cut. But how?
I was supposed to be at the board tomorrow morning. You weren't supposed to be here. That was meant for me.
Hailey, oh my God. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm a little rattled.
I'm taking you to the hospital.
No, not necessary. Oh, I'm so sorry, Franklin. I know how much you were looking forward to the banquet tonight. Maybe you could just give me a ride home.
Of course, I'd be happy to.
No, you are far more important than any banquet. All right, you're still getting checked out. If not for me, then for the insurance company. All right, I'm not taking no for an answer. Come on. Come on.
I should get home.
Go ahead. I'll let the police know and check with security.
Thanks.
Shannon, wait. Please don't be afraid.
Gavin, of course I'm not afraid of you. I am so sorry about earlier.
It's okay.
You're not mad?
I was, but this whole situation is so crazy. I can understand how you could think.
Crazy things. Thank you for understanding. Was there something?
Wait. If you need anything, I'm here. Even if you only want someone to sit outside your door.
Even after everything?
None of that matters. Not with everything you've been through. All I care about is that you're safe.
Thank you, Detective Wilson. I appreciate the call.
All clear?
Great. That was Detective Wilson. She said there was no sign of forced entry at the studio.
So it had to be someone with access? I guess you're still feeding stray cats. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Your hands are shaky.
It's just that the last couple of weeks I've had the feeling that somebody's watching me. It's like if I'm quiet enough, I can almost hear him. I can almost see him.
Shannon.
I just say it. I'm crazy. I've lost my mind.
No, because it's not true. Now, you're one of the bravest people I know. Only right now, we both need a distraction.
You're serious?
I'm sorry for everything. For taking a job in New York without consulting you, and for arguing, and most of all for leaving. Shannon.
I forgot soap. I'm sorry, I forgot soap and
I'm gonna get some in case you want to shower in the morning. Hailey, what's going on? What did the doctor say?
Me, you know, I'm hale and healthy and I'm already home. I told Franklin he's blown this whole thing out of proportion.
Good, I'm glad.
I also have some other good news. You sitting down?
Well, I'm actually laying down. I just woke up, actually.
They caught him.
Got who?
Your stalker. Hey, Shannon?
Sorry, who was it?
Your cupcake creep.
Him?
They found him lurking around the studio.
I thought I felt somebody watching me.
Well, it turns out they brought him into question, and it turns out his DNA matched evidence related to Ian's murder. Apparently, he's been obsessed with you for a while now. They even found a shrine of you in his house. Shannon, you there?
Yes.
Should I come over?
No. No, it's all right. I'm all right.
Look, I know this is a lot to process, but you're safe now. He's in custody, and everything will go back to normal, I promise.
Hailey, thank you. I'm gonna go, though, but I'll call you soon.
Is someone there?
I remember you like it with cream, extra sugar. Shannon.
That was Hailey. They got him. Thank you for the coffee. And for being so understanding and for spending the night and just for being so understanding.
You know I'd do anything for you. I love you.
I love you too. You'll never stop loving me.
Why don't we celebrate tonight? I can make that chili you like so much.
Your grandma's recipe?
What else?
Deal. Well, if we're gonna celebrate, then I gotta get started.
Started on what?
Shopping. Obviously.
Get me something.
I saw you outside, but I had to be sure. Your voice is the only thing that gets me out of bed in the morning.
What did you just say?
I love wake up and smell the Monday.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Oh, you too.
They said it couldn't be done, but I knew better. Even when I got skunked in the super mega grocery store or got led down the aisle of the discount retailer, I never lost hope. Voila. Así es de Oaxaca. This better be as good as I remember.
Oh, it's good. Believe me, it's good. Don't tell me you ordered takeout. Special delivery.
It's from Franklin. I can't believe it.
Your radio personality of the year.
I won.
You won. Oh, you won. Hey, we need to celebrate.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
A toast to the radio personality of the year.
And to our reunion.
I'll drink to that.
Franklin, I just got your thoughtful gift.
You did?
Yeah, it was my favorite wine.
Wine? I'm calling because I just found out you've been chosen as a radio personality of the year. But I didn't send any wine.
But, no, your name was on the card.
Shannon, I didn't send any wine.
Gavin. Gavin.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm at 4232 Euclid Avenue. I need somebody right now. My boyfriend was poisoned and he passed out. Please, now!
How is he? He's still unconscious. But the amount of poison he ingested was not enough to kill him. If he drank more, he'd be dead.
It was meant for me.
We've notified the police. I'm sure they'll want to talk to you.
Okay, can I stay with him tonight?
Visiting hours are over. Are you a family member?
I'm his girlfriend.
I'm sorry. Family only.
Thank you.
Jaden said he wanted to see me, and he also sent your coffee.
Yeah, have you heard from Shannon recently?
Not since this morning. I think she's just taking the day easy.
No, I just talked to her a little while ago, and there was some mix-up with some wine. I got worried.
Some wine? No, I'm sure everything's okay. She would have called me otherwise. I'm part of her safety plan. This is the award. Wow, lucky girl.
No one deserves it more.
This year, Shannon. Next year, me, right?
Actually, the executive board decided to go in another direction for the evening news show.
Oh, I see.
But I pulled for you. I really did.
I'm sure you did everything you could. You know, I think I grabbed my coffee by mistake. Give me a second, and I'll be back with yours.
Sure.
Detective Wilson, this is Shannon Baker. Listen, I had a bottle of poisoned wine delivered to my house this evening, so whoever you've got in custody, you've got the wrong man. Franklin, you know who the killer is. Who is it?
You think you can hide from me, but I love you. I've always loved you. I'm your biggest fan.
Franklin, it was you?
You think you can hide from me, but I love you. I've always loved you. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh, God. Franklin. Oh, God, please don't be dead. God, Franklin, don't be dead. Detective Wilson, I'm here with Franklin at the studio, and...
Shannon, wait a minute. I got your message, but I have no idea what you're talking about. We never arrested anyone for stalking you or for Ian's death.
But Hailey said...
Do not move. Put the phone in the mace down.
Hailey. You like your award? Bet you're not surprised, huh? You always get everything. The love, the fame, the job, the guy. How many times did I tell you to break up with Gavin? Huh? How many times did I say he wasn't right for you?
I don't know, hundreds, you said.
Yeah, that's right.
Hundreds.
I said it hundreds of times. He wasn't right for you because he was right for me. Me, I love Gavin. I always have.
Hailey.
I met him first. Franklin introduced us. I knew in that moment he was my destiny. And then you showed up. You know, when you broke up, I thought, I have a chance. But I went to New York, and I wanted to make sure to run into him. But he was seeing someone else. I tried to talk to her, but she said that he was still hung up on you. And then there was an accident. You know, it was my idea for callers to suggest men for you to date. So you could fall in love. And then Gavin would see that I'm the one for him. It was my idea! And the ratings were huge! And then Franklin promised me my own show if I could just, get you to win Radio Personality of the Year. Finally, I'd have the job and the guy that I deserve. And no one would have to get hurt. I never meant for anyone to get hurt. You know that, right? You believe me?
Yes. Hailey, I believe you.
When Gavin came back, I thought it was for me. And then he called the station. And I just wanted to prove that you moved on with Iyan, right? But Iyan heard me and I panicked. He just wouldn't be quiet. I never meant to kill him, I swear.
But then, why go through all of this? I mean, the calls to the station, the photos, why make everyone think I had a stalker?
Shannon, it's because I love Gavin. And I knew with Iyan dead, it was only for me. So you had to go. Had to get creative and smart. It was actually your cupcake creep that gave me the idea. With Ian's death, like deadly stalker seemed plausible. Pre-taped phone calls, a lipstick, some photos, a little breaking and entering. It helped tell the idea. Then Franklin not only reneged on our deal, he said that he didn't drink the poison wine. Time for stronger measures. Murder and suicide. With you dead, Franklin will take the blame as your deadly stalker. And the station will need a new host for the morning show. And then Gavin, he'll need a friend to comfort him. And all will be well in the world. Oh, wake up and smell the morning. Where do you think Gavin will take us on our first date? I hate Chinese, but I know it's his favorite, so I don't know, maybe I could learn to love it.
Want to bet?
No, can't find her.
Got here as soon as we could.
Love is on the air with Shannon Baker. Every morning from 6 to 10 on KQAX.
Wake up, it's a new morning. Time to get out of bed.
Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Love on the Air with Shannon Baker, and it's time to wake up and smell the morning. I've got some news and some gossip for you, including a sweet dedication that will melt your heart. But first, I have some personal love news. As it turns out, I'm back together with somebody that